Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. We're barely into 2026 and we've already seen some huge announcements and games to look forward to throughout the year. On top of that, we've got a ton of major video game anniversaries. Now with video game anniversaries, you gotta be careful. A lot of fans think that just because a franchise hits a milestone year, that automatically means big projects are getting revealed. I am one of those fans. I just get swept up in the speculation and the rumors. I just can't help it. For the most part, it's best not to get your hopes up for big anniversary surprises. But then again, there could be some wild announcements, so forget what I just said. Today we're going to be looking at some of the biggest video game anniversaries of 2026 and talk about what we could see from each franchise. Now this isn't every anniversary happening this year, just some of the big ones. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. So now, let's get into it. First up is Metroid's 40th anniversary. It's kinda wild to me that Metroid, a franchise starring a female bounty hunter in sci-fi power armor, is turning 40. For some reason, it still feels like a newer series to me. As for what Nintendo might do to celebrate, honestly, probably nothing. They might acknowledge it in a tweet or a trailer montage, but I'd be shocked if there's anything major planned. At best, we could see re-releases of Metroid Prime 2 and 3, and even that feels a bit optimistic. Metroid has always felt like a franchise Nintendo makes somewhat begrudgingly. I get that it's not as popular in Japan, but games like Metroid Dread prove the series still has a lot to offer. With Metroid Prime 4 finally released, it would make too much sense to re-release the rest of the Prime trilogy, which is exactly why I don't expect Nintendo to do it. Well, except Prime 2, they could easily just drop that in NSO. Next up is Dragon Quest 40th Anniversary, and this one feels weird in the opposite way. I always expected Dragon Quest to be way older. It's basically the grandfather of JRPGs, yet it shares the same anniversary year as Metroid. That just feels wrong. That said, Dragon Quest will definitely have things planned. New announcements, collaborations, and probably some games. We're already getting Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, which is technically the second remake of this classic. The demo was fantastic and I can't wait for the full release. But that's not all. We still haven't seen any gameplay from the highly anticipated Dragon Quest XII. All we've gotten so far is a logo, and that game is supposedly going to shake up the formula. If there was ever a perfect year to finally show it off, and maybe even release it, this would be it. Next up is Castlevania's 40th anniversary. It's been way too long since we've seen a brand new entry in this legendary series. Over the past few years, Konami has been releasing a lot of Castlevania collections, and with the explosion of 2D Metroidvanias, it really feels like the perfect time for a comeback. Do I expect anything for the anniversary? Not really, but I would love to be wrong. Next up is Zelda's 40th anniversary. Buckle up. This could be a massive year for Zelda fans. We could see remakes or remasters of older games, and there's even a small chance we get a brand new title. Now, if it's the next big 3D Zelda game, I don't expect it to release this year. At this point, it's basically tradition for major Zelda titles to get delayed. A terrible tradition, but a tradition nonetheless. But if the rumored Ocarina of Time remake is real, that could absolutely launch this year. I'm also really hoping for a full Zelda Direct with multiple announcements and maybe even a teaser for the upcoming Zelda movie set to release in 2027. And this could be the year we finally get Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD on the Switch. I don't know why we haven't gotten these two games on the Switch yet, but gosh, we just need these games on the Switch so people can just stop talking about them. So I can stop talking about them. In terms of potential announcements, Zelda probably has the biggest anniversary of the year. Please don't fail us, Nintendo. Next up is Sonic's 35th anniversary. The fact that Sega has already acknowledged it and even created a logo tells me we're at least getting a few announcements. I don't expect anything huge like a new 3D Sonic game, but remasters or re-releases are very much on the table. A remastered Sonic Unleashed would make a lot of sense. Personally, I would love a Sonic Adventure collection or even a Sonic Advance collection. Both would sell incredibly well. but knowing Sega, Unleashed feels more likely. We could also see a teaser for the 4th Sonic movie, maybe a logo or even a short trailer. Next is Persona's 30th anniversary. Atlus has already acknowledged it with new artwork and even a website dedicated to it. And we know that there are multiple announcements planned. We've already gotten a glimpse of Persona 4 Remake, but according to the site, there are at least 3 more announcements coming. One of them has to be Persona 6, right? Fans have been waiting since Persona 5 launched back in 2016. And Persona 5 initially released on the PlayStation 3. How has the sequel not released yet? As for the other announcements, we can definitely expect spin-offs and maybe even remasters or re-releases of Persona 1 and 2. I know that announcement would get fans hyped. Like, come on Atlus, give the fans what they want. Next up is Pokemon's 30th anniversary, another huge one. We could see Generation 10 revealed soon, with a release date later this year. My biggest hope is that it actually looks and runs well like a good video game.
This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
When Game Freak has enough time and resources, they can make great looking games. Just look at their upcoming action-adventure title, Beast of Reincarnation. This game looks incredible. The protagonist even has an animal companion. This is basically Pokemon. This has quite a bit of Pokemon DNA, but also Final Fantasy VII Remakes DNA, and also some Souls like in there. It's a very strange but cool looking game. But enough about their passion project, let's get back to the cash cow. We already have a cozy sim style game, Pokopia, releasing in March, and I'll be honest, I am stupidly excited for this. I've been in a cozy game mood lately, and this one looks amazing. New Pokemon variants and everything. Honestly, I'm more excited for Pokopia than for the next mainline game. I don't know, just with Scarlet and Violet releasing at the state that it did, and I liked playing those games, but going back to them, oh my goodness. Even with the Switch 2 updates, these games just look terrible. Outside of that, we'll probably get mobile updates and smaller releases, but I'd love to see Pokemon re-release classic mainline titles on the Switch, either through the eShop or the NSO. Of course, they're going to start with Gen 1 and then go through there if they do, but hey, I'm all for it. The 30th anniversary would be the perfect excuse to release these games on modern platforms. Next is Resident Evil's 30th anniversary. When it comes to Resident Evil, I'm a little bit out of my wheelhouse, so bear with me. Capcom is usually great at celebrating their franchises, and Resident Evil is one of their biggest. We're already getting Resident Evil 9 Requiem, which looks like it's going to be a massive hit. Outside of that, I don't expect too many projects, but honestly, one big new Resident Evil game is probably all fans really want. Next up is Tomb Raider's 30th anniversary, and surprisingly, this one already has a stacked lineup. We're getting a reimagining of the original game with Legacy of Atlantis later this year. There's also a brand new entry called Catalyst coming in 2027, which is supposed to take the series in a bold new direction. On top of that, we've seen our first look at the new Tomb Raider TV series starring Sophie Turner as Lara Croft. Some people aren't sold on the look, but honestly, I kinda dig it. Tomb Raider is in a really good spot for its anniversary. Next is Halo's 25th anniversary. This franchise has definitely had some rough patches, but it still endures. I really enjoyed Halo Infinite at launch, even though the hype faded faster than expected. For the anniversary, we're getting a remake of the original campaign with Halo Campaign Evolved, and it's even coming to PlayStation, which is wild. Seeing Xbox's mascot on PlayStation is going to feel so weird. There is a huge disclaimer though. This remake is campaign only, no PvP multiplayer. That decision makes zero sense to me. Halo has two core pillars, its story campaigns and its multiplayer. Taking one of those away just doesn't sit right, even with visual and gameplay improvements. That said, I'm glad Halo is still a priority for Microsoft. I have way too many fond memories with this series. And that wraps up the anniversaries for this list. I left out a few like Animal Crossing and Pikmin, mainly because I don't expect Nintendo to do much for those. And there's some other ones here and there, but overall, 2026 is shaping up to be a huge year for gaming anniversaries. Let me know your thoughts and predictions down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. God bless.